This is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel, hanging out with Roman with Vanture Customs outside of Philadelphia. Today, Roman's going to give us a tour of this Skyline 170. This is a Mercedes Sprinter 170-inch wheelbase all-wheel drive with a Murphy bed and a full bath. You got to check this out, so join us.
Hey Patrick and everyone, thank you so much for having us back on the YouTube channel. Last time you saw the 144 version of this, and we built and finished this 170 version of it. And for only 3 more feet of chassis on the van, you get a lot more with it, so check this thing out. We're gonna start with the outside. We put the running boards from Van, did a slight suspension upgrade, which works really well for what it is. It's a sumo springs and then the helper springs in the back to help even out the rear, because we put some decent weight in here, but it's still pretty light, surprisingly. Wrapped the Black Rhino rims with KO3 tires. They're actually even better than KO2s, a little more road noise friendly. Up in the front, we got the backwoods bumper. The client wanted it for this hitch insert. Didn't get the winch for when he's in a pinch, but you can always add that on. He's not planning on off-roading a lot. Up top on the roof, we have our trusty camel roof rack, a sleek design, and up there we have our 360 lighting package, which has 2 different options for yellow and white lights, and they're all control on 4 different switches. We cut a big hole right here and put a AMA window to fill it in. This is a nice little sliding window and has a bug screen. We love these windows, they look great. You could also get a awning style overturn window. Over here you have a running board. You can get the amp step as well. That kind of tucks in even nicer. And underneath that, you have one of our gray tags. It's heated, and so are all the lines underneath. Everything is nice and secure with aluminum and stainless steel. It doesn't rust. And we have all of our wires running there that are also loomed and secure. On the side, we cut another big hole and patched it with the flare space. And then the flare space got a Raptor liner finish. And if you know, the Raptor liner is really strong. It's great for when you're off-roading. These things stick out, you're definitely gonna get them scratched up. This is a great way to avoid that. Below that, we have a 30 amp short plug. Even though you don't really need it, that has a 10 kilowatt electrical system. Then we put a 5th tire up here on the door that's mounted on the Van ladder that you can climb up onto the roof rack. The roof rack actually has a roller at the back. That's why it has it sticking out. So you could roll up your kayaks really easily. And up there, we have our air conditioner, and you'll see our Starlink up there as well. This client can have service wherever they are, whether it's cellular or satellite internet. And it also has 380 watts of solar up there. From back here, you can see we have a bug screen. So you keep all the buggies out. If you're on the East Coast, this is essential. This is actually from Van Essentials, so that works. On our door panels, this client chose to have the wooden panels here. You can also add little pockets and storage from Van Essential as well. We also cut a hole in this door and patched it with a window. You can get the windows that have sliders and bug screens on them. And here you have a little step so you can get up into this pretty high van because it's an all-wheel drive model. They're all lifted 4 inches. And we'll start on this side, I guess. We have the EcoFlow system. It's 10 kilowatts. It's all nicely laid out, has nice little breakers, fuses. Everything is neatly labeled and easy to navigate through. Very user-friendly. We like our EcoFlows. They're coming out with an even better system coming up in the near future here. Below that, we have a 110 volt outlet and this little button that lights up blue for your garage lights. We call them garage lights because they're usually under the bed. The bed's in the up stored position right now, so you still can use them because they're really sweet. And we wrapped everything in these sweet black L-tracks that allows you to move these, all sorts of attachment actually. This is only a couple of them. You can move them all around. You can strap things up here, over there. I actually have in the other videos a snowboard hanging out right here, fishing rods, skateboards. This is what we came up with as far as the bed system here. It's closed off. A lot of builders have the mattress exposed when the bed's up. We didn't like that. It doesn't flow with the finishes that we have, so we hid that. And then if we come down to the floor, we have this fancy aluminum edging that we did from Camel Roof Racks. We kind of designed it together. This customer chose this tan sand color, which works really well. Didn't know how I would like it at first, but it came out sweet. We used black hardware all over the place, and it looks great. I like how it came out. And this is the snowboard I was talking about earlier. That's usually up against the bed. It fits perfectly. And this is the one-up bike racks. We have the ability to fit 2 of them up here. Below that, you could fit a huge storage box. The customer is gonna use the van and see what they want to put here later down the road, which I always recommend. Another flare space. It's like I said, it makes it possible for a human over 6'4" to sleep on this queen size bed, which is unreal. And this is our trusty Fiamma F45S awning. This is the manual crank. A lot of people have issues with the automatic crank, so a lot of people just go with the manual crank, then nothing will go wrong with it. Simple enough. And let's hop on into the inside here of our Skyline build. This is a little cubby down here that we designed. Has this cool little curve to it. Has that sandy finish to it. And it's sitting on the marine lawn seal flooring that's water resistant. We actually pieced this together with 6 pieces. It has insulation underneath it, so it makes this van super. The insulation in this van is amazing. It's one of the best installations you can get. Up front, underneath the passenger seat, we stuffed a D2L diesel heater from S-Bar. It has the altitude sensor, so you don't have to worry about it when you're 3 miles above sea level in the Rockies. And moving up, we put a big aluminum shelf that houses usually our window covers that are insulated and other items up there like the lagoon table and the awning rod. Below that, we have our switch panel that controls our left, right, exterior lights and our LED bar. This is our 360-degree LED package that we offer. And this is the trusty lagoon table. We use these all over the place. I like how this one can swivel here and there. If you have 4 friends or 3 friends, or if any, you can house them all in this little dinette and eat, play cards, remove it if you don't want to, put it outside if you want to. Really universal. I love these lagoon tables. Next to it, we put the 12-volt cigarette lighter, USB, USB-C, that is black finish. I really like that. We haven't really got a chance to use them yet, but they're beautiful. Black 110-volt outlet, and it has the nice finish. I think this is the first time we're showing you guys. We're offering the wood paneling finish on our vans. It's really easy to clean still. And above that, we have a larger upper cabinet. You see my bag and lunch bag in there, my really colorful lunch bag. And it has these beautiful LEDs that curve around, which is kind of a signature look of ours at this point. And we started rounding our edges in our upper cabinets because I had a couple chunks taken out of my head. So we're rounding the corners now. And as you see, the cabinets have a really nice finish inside and out. They're built, constructed really tight together, and it makes this nice, strong box with all of our cabinets that makes it super solid. Below that, we have our window blind that comes down and blacks out just like that. And this is that window we saw from the outside with the bug screen right here, which is nice when you're driving back here. You definitely want to have a window or you will get car sick. And this is our favorite seat ever because it does a lot of things. One of the things is it swivels left and right, like you'll see here. You can swivel it sideways. Now you have all this open space. You can do yoga and whatever you want. You can actually slide it forward and have this thing pop out and have the bed go out this way, and then you have a lounging area. And when you have this beautiful lake view like we have today, or a nice Walmart parking lot, you never know, because that's, you know, half of my van life experience. Let me just show you real quick. If you have your little ones coming with you, you can just pop these headrests off. 1, 2. They actually started making them with the headrest built in, so you don't have to do that part. which I like, and I can't wait to start using those. You slide the backrest back, the seat back, this forward, this folds down, and you have a nice lounging area that you can see and look out your window. You can have little ones sleep here. You could turn it around this way and stretch across that seat and be over 6 foot and still sleep a fully grown human. And then when you're ready to drive, you can just put it right back to driving mode. And that's how you can sleep up to 4 people in this Skyline build. And then you can always add a pop top. We have 3 different pop tops companies that we work with. You can actually sleep 6 people in a Skyline build or the 144-inch build really easily. So definitely add that on. It's much more reliable than bed lifts at the end of the day, less moving parts. Above my head, we have the Max Air fan. This is a great fan when it's open, doesn't let rain in. Really reliable. If you want to have a roof deck that goes over your fan, you can always get the Le Mans fan. That's an option from us too. And then here we have our control panel. We did a beautiful laser engraving of our logo right there. That's our controller for the S-bar heater. And next to that is the fresh level gauge for your fresh tank. And then next to that, Sam did this beautiful control panel that flows this big screen in here. And you can control everything you want on this thing, which is really easy. So that's why we're switching to this and or Victron, because it's super user friendly. You don't need to have a electrical engineering degree to run this thing on your phone or whatever. 10 kilowatts. In this van, you can actually run it all the way up to 20 kilowatts. You can have 20,000 kilowatt hours if you would like, which is ridiculous. That's an option. Below that, we have our huge galley kitchen. This is actually the longest countertop we've ever cut in Vanture Custom history. It's over 11 feet long, and it has this nice flip up to even extend that. This is an insane countertop. This beats most of the New York apartments out there. Has a nice cutting board and a deep sink below that. Nice black finished hardware that you can pull out and rinse off outside over there, or shower. There's actually 3 ways to shower in this van. And next to that, we have this nice recessed induction cooktop. And above that, we have this nice backsplash, which is the entire wall, but it's a pre-finished maple wall. And these nice little black dimmer switches, USB-C, USB, 12 volt, cigarette lighter, and a 110 volt outlet next to that. So this makes it look more like your standard apartment at your house. That's all you need to look at. All the controls are up above your head, where you don't need to look at them all day. Below that, we have a little trash can and a lot more storage in here, believe it or not. And then below that, there's actually a huge drawer. As you can see, we're using those marine grade push to open drawer slides that make life a lot easier and make it possible to not get snagged on. Huge drawer here. Storage, storage, storage. This is actually one of the dry flush toilet cartridges I'll show you in a minute. And then this is not just storage, this is a step to get up onto this bed that folds out of the side over here. I'll show you that in a second. And then here we have this huge upper cabinet. This is a little different from my van. We actually recessed it and made it a little smaller, but you can still see there's a ton and tons of storage. That's our favorite word because we're obsessed with it and we fight for every 1/4 inch of it. Look at this shower. It looks like a closet, but it's not. You still have plenty of space in here. The client chose this really cool retro style marble finish on the walls. Dry flush toilet. We actually just tried it earlier. You just press a button and it's like a diaper genie. No mess, flushes it down, 15 flushes, comes out in a bag, throw it out. No black water on our vans, no black water headaches, just gray water. And you have this nice Nautilus shower that's self-squeegeeing, and it's a mildew resistant material, so it's really easy to clean and maintain, just like the rest of our van. Then this closes up. You can put little storage cubbies on those doors like we did on our other client's van, which is a really nice option. Oh, there's some of my lunch in there. This is actually a GE air fryer and microwave. 2-in-1. It works freaking amazing. And then this huge fridge, this is the biggest fridge we offer, has a nice freezer in there. You can always get a second fridge if you like even more freezing items. Below that you have more storage, and below that you have more storage. You'll never guess. This is a huge hiking backpack. Just for reference, you can hike out with this backpack for a few days, and it fits in this drawer that's scribe around the wheel well, believe it or not. It's really well hidden. Moving to the back of the van, we have, you'll never guess, more storage. This is slightly less storage because you have a 12-volt water heater we get from Australia. It's amazing, doesn't take much power at all. And then here you have even more storage with the shower thing. Here, you'll never guess, there is a water pump, but more storage. And our over-the-wheel well tank, that's how we were able to have so much storage. Or you could get the undermount tank if you're not gonna go anywhere super cold. Here, you see one of these huge batteries from EcoFlow. You can still store some stuff in there. They're actually safe to store things because EcoFlow makes it really clean and hard to mess up. So this is a great system. And you can see our beautifully finished Wilson Art laminate on our plywood. That makes it super rugged, and you don't see any fingerprints. It makes it really easy to clean. And it's a countertop type of material, so it's pricey, but it can withstand anything much stronger than paint. This is just an access door for some wire management for us. And below that, you just have more storage and a big old battery from EcoFlow. And lastly, we have our air conditioner that's 48 volt that pairs really well with the EcoFlow system. It's really efficient. You can run it for a couple of days with no battery anxiety. And our bed system, which is slightly different than my van, we split it into two because here you can have even more counter space, which is absurd. I don't know why you would need this much counter space, but maybe you want to just work on your computer and have like a nice view at this lake like we do today and be standing all day. That's fine. If not, you could have actually your cushion split in two and have a single sleeping mattress that slides out if you don't want to take up the whole space. If not, you can have it as a queen system that pops out just like that. You take out your nice little step down here, it clicks in so it doesn't slip on you. And then I'm 6 feet with these boots. You can lay in your bed. You can see I have 6 more inches, so you could be 6'6" in this bed. That's queen size, and it's amazingly comfortable, surprisingly. We did a custom little shelf here. It's actually for a sleeping machine. There's another tiny little outlet up there. And here we have our nice LEDs with the USB charger, the most useful thing in the world. Same thing over here. And our nice Sirocco 12-volt fan, which can be faced in any direction. I really like this thing, and it still somehow fits into our bed system. And this is actually the bed system that typically looks in our van. Now this is a camping mode that you go on a long trip. This all becomes storage. Look at all that storage. And another thing I forgot to mention, our insulation is best in class. It's closed cell spray foam. It is the best possible hour value you can get in this metal tin can, and it does absorb all the sound, so it makes it builds super quiet. Same thing with our floors, and our heaters and air conditioners is what makes this thing such an easy 4-season van. And that pretty much wraps up this tour of our 170-inch Skyline build. Thank you so much for taking the time and checking it out.
I'll put links in the description. Roman, you guys do awesome work there outside of Philadelphia. It's nice to bump into you out here in this cool off-road trail. Look at this thing. It goes all the way up that hill. You can't tell the steepness of it on camera, but it's pretty sick, and this van did it. I'll put a link in the description. Do you want to talk about like starting price, something like this, so viewers have an idea?
Right, sure. This one is a Skyline build, so it starts at 100 grand. It comes with high-end quality materials. It's a really great build overall. We can also source the vans for you, and we have dealers with the vans on the lot ready to go, whether you want a ProMaster, Sprinter, or Ford Transit.
This is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us.